It looks so good. I love it. After 13 weeks of renovating this condo, we are finally able to put drywall on the beautiful arch in the kitchen and the fireplace. I am also showing you the gorgeous wallpaper and everything else I have planned for the design of the powder room.
We're just getting started this morning and we are putting up some more drywall board. We're going to tackle our archway or our bar area in the kitchen. So I've just pre-cut a few pieces for the arch. I'm using 1/4-inch drywall for that. Before I start putting the actual arch piece up, I'm going to put the first wall board and cut out the arch on the wall side, and then I'll put the curved part on the ceiling. And the reason I kind of pre-cut the 1/4-inch drywall, as you can see on the floor, I've got some plastic laid out and I've got a bucket of water. Lay out a few pieces here and we're going to soak them in water. And doing that will allow them to bend easier. So it should make life easy as we put it up into the curve and screw it down. Okay, so you can see soaking that 1/4-inch board makes it nice and easy to get it around that arch. Obviously we have to put another piece here and then we'll do a whole nother layer. So I'm actually going to cut a few more pieces and start soaking them for the next layer. There's the first layer done. So just a bit of water for about 10 minutes and this board's bend real easy. I'm gonna re-soak these boards, flip them over. When I went to put up the first one of the second layer, you could actually hear the board kind of crackling. I knew it was too dry, so I'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll get that next layer up. There's our arch. So I just have to clean up some of those edges with the rasp. Eventually we'll get to mudding and taping, but we'll use a product called Flex Speed to try and go around that arch on the outside. But for now, I'll get it finished being boarded up on the bottom. Can't wait for Heather to see it now that it's got board on it. It's looking pretty cool. Our arch is done. Looks pretty awesome. So the arch boards themselves, they're still a little wet from soaking them, so I still have to use the rasp to clean up the edges of those boards. But I'll wait till they're dry before I do that. So right now, got a bunch of cleanup to do, and then we'll continue boarding the kitchen. Hopefully soon, we can actually board that fireplace. Finally down in the living room, finishing our fireplace. So the inside portions of this, where it's close to the firebox, I have this cement board that we're going to use. It's a non-combustible, and then we'll drywall the upper parts. End of the day yesterday, I actually made this little template because we have a bunch of angles in here. Made it to this side, which I can actually flip over for the template. It gets you quite close. We're going to have drywall and mud to fill things in. You can actually scribe it and get it perfect. So I'm going to start with this inner concrete board part. The concrete board's a little hard to work with, so it'll take a little bit of extra time. And I'm using this special carbide tip tool to cut it. So let's get finishing the fireplace. That's our concrete board. You can kind of see the nice nice bevel detail that Heather came up with. So now I'm going to start drywalling the top, and I'll probably end up with a small section of concrete board kind of right after the bevel, just as the heat rises, again for non-combustible. Let's get the rest of the board out. Fireplace is done. That actually looks pretty amazing. Can't wait to see. There's plaster finish going on it, but first we gotta mud and tape, put up some corner beads, and yeah, then we'll be able to plaster it. So now I'm gonna move downstairs and try and start boarding in the new mudroom laundry room. We're getting there slowly. Just wanted to show you, you can see my drywall lift. So doing this yourself, when you're putting full sheets up on a ceiling, you want to make sure you make it as easy as possible. So you can go to Home Depot, or your tool rental places should have it, and it makes life a lot easier because you don't have to stand there and hold it. You just crank it up to the ceiling. I've got my floor joist marked, so once it's hoisted, I can screw the panel up. I only have about 3 sheets that are going to go on the ceiling, so that's what I'm going to do next and try and get this basement finished. So hopefully tomorrow afternoon I can start doing the tape coat on all this new drywall board. So, progress. Finally done drywall boarding. I'm just starting to do some prep work for the mudding and taping. I had mentioned concrete fill earlier, so I've just mixed some up. It's actually a powdered product that's fiberglass reinforced. It's called concrete fill because you can actually fill voids in concrete, but we can also use it on drywall. And the reason we use it is we can fill large voids, like this gap here between this board and the upper board. There used to be a piece of trim hiding this. With the concrete fill, it's a super hard product when it dries. It doesn't shrink, so it'll give us a nice solid backing behind the tape we use to tape the drywall. It'll make our tape sit nice and flat and should give us a much better finish at the end. A little extra step, but I think it gives you a better finished product. So I'm filling in the gap as much as I can, but because this dries so hard, we want to make sure we clean off as much of the drywall as possible because it's really hard to sand or chip off. So just do a clean job and then you can just tape straight over it. You don't have to worry about trying to sand it smooth. You can see this end. There's a bit of a difference in the 2 levels. So I'm just going to build up the top side a little bit more into a taper. And in the end it'll hide it and make it look really good. Finished all the drywall boarding. Well, actually I shouldn't say that because it's not quite true. We have 2 boards in our bathroom that need to go up. We're just waiting on Heather to show up. We do want to make sure these 2 lights are in the right spot. So this is where you can see our 2 drains. So we have our double vanity going in, and with that double vanity, we have our toilet beside and then the shower. Everything's pretty tight. So Heather's got the mirror here. So we're just going to get the mirror out, make sure our lights are in the right place before I get drywall up, and then we can make sure it'll be a perfect finish at the end.
It's a hot day because I was working out of town this week, and this is the state of affairs, but I'm super excited because I've been gone for 3 days, and I know Chris has been drywalling, and I have no idea how far he's gotten. I cannot wait to see it, so let's go in and take a look. Ooh, this little weird, awkward corner. The front door is all done. We're gonna tuck some little shelves in there for storage. It's gonna be so good. Oh, and our stairs are drywalled. The slopes that he did is like so much better. Let's see. Oh my goodness, the fireplace! I love it. David, where are you? Oh my god, the fireplace looks amazing.
You like it?
I love it. I'm obsessed.
So we still have to mud and tape and pop our corner beads on. That'll finish all these edges. I'll do finish coat of mud, and then hopefully that'll make your plaster finish super nice because you'll have a nice smooth base for it.
Amazing. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then the TV that we're putting in here, does it sit recessed a little bit?
Yeah, it'll be recessed. Even with a mount, it'll still be recessed.
Just attached.
But yeah, it turned out awesome. Amazing idea. And
I'm
that's why you
excited.
hire a designer.
We're going to be super excited when I go upstairs. It looks so good. I love it.
Happy with it?
I love it so much. It's crazy, this like 2-board.
So our regular drywall is 1/2 inch. With the curve, I used 2 sheets of 1/4 inch. So it's the same thickness, but the 1/4 inch you can bend a lot easier.
Ah, okay.
So you get a nice, perfect curve, and then you can follow it with the second layer to match up.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm so happy.
I just started taping upstairs, so I'm kind of working.
Well, let's see. Let's see what else is going on. This
working my
is
way
all
down.
finally done. Oh man, it's looking like a house. There's the little beam thing that you did. That looks great.
Yeah, we only had those 2 little wires in this corner that we couldn't move, so we had to build that little bit of a bulkhead there.
Okay, well that'll
But
be fun.
otherwise, we're fully exposed. It's your island light.
Oh, that's my island light.
So
Oh yeah,
come
okay.
down and kind of go under the beam and over the whole island.
So excited.
Yeah.
Hopefully that one I want comes into stock. Come on, Pottery Barn.
You want to see upstairs?
Yeah. It looks so good.
We've got a bedroom now.
Now my goal here is to find the sweetest little table to go in there with like a little painting. So pretty.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Yeah, I
nice-
love the little niche.
Yeah, really nice.
So
little
cute.
niche. It's not framing. It's got drywall.
Yay, feels like a real room.
Yeah.
We talked about maybe getting doors with a glass pane in here to let some of the light in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
you said that because in the bedroom, we've got this big window in the closet,
Yeah.
the same big window in the bedroom, so
Yeah.
you get tons of light.
What a difference.
Yeah. So I've done some prep filling with concrete fill,
Okay.
so that'll make my taping a lot easier.
Oh, okay, great.
It's just we're joining new framing to old, and sometimes with the crowns on the lumber, so I just have to even out the wall,
Oh, okay.
just to make it disappear. Now that you're here,
Yeah.
we have 2 more drywall boards to go up.
You want me to help lift those?
No,
Oh, good.
you wanted to make sure that your lights were in the perfect spot.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it looks cool.
How does it look cool? You haven't seen it yet.
Well, the shape is cool. I'm excited. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a little broken.
Well, we can still hold it up to check the size that you want.
It might fall apart if
Oh,
we
no.
take
Oh,
it
we'll just use this.
out. All right.
Okay. Well, that didn't quite go as planned.
You told me it was round. It's like
Well, it's like,
fried egg
you know,
shape.
if you watched our YouTube channel, you would have known that this has a very interesting modern organic shape.
Yeah, fried egg.
Didn't you, fried egg? This is great.
So when you're happy with height?
I am. No, I'm totally happy with height. And it's perfect. I mean, I'm glad the mirror has this really interesting shape because you get like enough mirror, but it also lets us have those lights to that little bit of a lower spot.
So the mirror only has 1 nail. So yeah, if we put blocking in right here, then it'll be nice and solid.
Perfect, because an anchor all this weight.
Yeah, mirrors are pretty heavy. So
Yeah.
the only downside
But
is I have to go in the attic to put it in.
oh, sorry. Okay, well that's awesome. Okay, well now I will deal with Wayfair on the return.
All right.
Then hopefully get another one. I'm super excited. I always love it when I get to do a design reveal video. There were a bunch of construction videos at the start of this, and while interesting, I like the pretty stuff. I always want powder rooms to feel like a jewel box. So I'm gonna go through some of the things that you've seen already, but if you're new here, you wouldn't have seen these. Then I am going to be sharing the extra special pieces that are going to make this space amazing. What we are doing for the vanity is the IKEA Grundal floating vanities. Again, I want that modern organic vibe. And so just doing those really simple floating vanities is going to keep it feeling really contemporary, even if I start to layer more traditional elements on top of that. I did them in this walnut finish. For the other 2 bathrooms, I'm going to be using this really cool fluted MDF product for the drawer fronts, and I'm gonna be painting them probably in some sort of green shade. For this bathroom, I'm not doing that. Doing something really interesting like that is great, but when you do it too much, it just starts to lose some of its impact. For this bathroom, I'm not gonna do that. The entire vanity is going to be this beautiful walnut. And if you've been here for a really long time and you're keeping up, you're gonna know that Chris and I are headed to Paris in about a week. One of the things that I want to get is the most amazing hardware to really jazz up these vanities. So fingers crossed on that. Then of course we have the beautiful faucets that you would have also seen last week. Here's our wallpaper that came, but we're gonna look at this in a second. Since we're opening mirrors, I ordered something really special for the powder room, and we might as well open him up, don't you think? I really hope you're not all so broken. Yes! My goal for this place is to kind of weave some of those traditional elements together with the modern organic element. That is why I ended up with this guy. And how gorgeous is this whole situation going to be? Other thing I wanted to tell you about. So in this bathroom, I want to do an amazing wallpaper, but I want to get a little bit more of an interesting tie through between the powder room and the kitchen. I also love a paneling detail. So on this whole back wall, I'm going to do that exact same nickel gap paneling that we're doing on the kitchen backsplash, so that we have this really nice tie through from that wall to that wall. On the other three walls of this bathroom, I'm going to be doing wallpaper. I'm also thinking that on this paneled wall, just to continue to make this bathroom feel like a little jewel box, I might paint the paneling the dark green that we're going to paint the fronts of the vanities in the other two bathrooms. It's just like creating these interesting connections with like color and texture without it being a copycat repetition. That's how I'm going to achieve this sense of flow through the house while keeping individual spaces feeling really unique and special. So now that you know where the wallpaper is going to go, would you like to look at the wallpaper? I bet you would. Let's dig into it. I spotted these on Etsy. I am very into that whole mural trend that we're seeing so much in wallpaper right now. I don't want to do it somewhere like in one of the main rooms, because I do worry that it is the type of wallpaper that one could get tired of. I kind of like it in a space that you don't spend a lot of time in. Two patterns that I thought were really special. They're both in the tree motif, so I'm keeping in that organic flavor that I want by keeping my mural botanical. It's definitely starting to bring in a bit of that traditional vibe that I like. So this is the first one, just a bunch of big trees. And the second one is this one. This is the one that I totally fell in love with. I just love how it feels so vintage, which is just something that I mentioned before. I absolutely love myself. I think that if I end up getting really great vintage hardware in Paris, fingers crossed for the vanity, that will all tie through. And of course, I'm going to provide you with another mood board for the powder room. And that mood board, just like the ones from last week's video, will have shoppable links all on it that you can get. So don't worry about trying to keep up with everything that I'm showing you and finding it for yourself. I'll definitely be providing you with all of that. I am so excited about this. Because this is made to order, they're going to be able to scale this print exactly to the dimensions of my room. I mean, come on, right? That's totally working. I am beyond excited for this. I did get the paint samples, but I don't have time to dive into it this week and show you those. So next week, I'm going to be showing off all the different paint samples that I ordered from that Finalizing company, and we will finally decide the final paint colors. I think that we've hired our favorite painters to come in and take care of the painting for us while we are holidaying. And so I've got to get that all selected before we leave.
Just wrapping up Friday. I'll give you a quick update, quick walk through here, show you kind of where we got to. We did finish our boarding. We've got those last two sheets up, and you can see I was able to start mudding and taping. So this room's actually ready for the next coat because we got our tape coat on. I put those boards up and then started taping up here. Got this master bedroom corner beads and tape on, so that whole upper floor is ready for the first coat of finish mud. Bottom of the stairs here before we go in the bedroom. Again, got our tape coat. So this whole hallway, I haven't started taping in the bedroom, just finished in the bathroom here. So Again, this room is ready for the first coat of finish mode. I'm hoping to be here Sunday because pressure's on. I gotta make sure all this stuff is taped, finished, and sanded. Hopefully by next Friday before we go, because we're hoping to get painters in while we're gone to speed things up. So I'm gonna load up and head out of here, and make sure you check out next week's video. See what happens.